The alarm goes off at 5 a.m. and the trees start rustling my name again. I know it's time to go. From the great big hills to the sandy shores, I'll make my way down whatever road I'll go. I'll feel at home. There's plenty to see. This life beyond these trees. So come with me. Let's have a seat and watch Big Country TV.
Welcome everybody, thanks for joining into this week of Big Country TV. I got Willow here and her pet chicken, and we're getting ready for an awesome adventure and watching Josh from Oklahoma. He's going to be after a big whitetail, and as always, Facts with Pat's going to bring knowledge to the table. So thanks for watching and hope you enjoy the show.
Hey, what's up everybody? It is a cold day down here in Oklahoma. Deer season's over for us. I had one deer on my hit list this year. It was a big 9-pointer from property real close to my house. We decided not to shoot any doe this year. I put a hurting on them last year. I killed quite a few of them. So we decided to leave them be. Overall, it was a great deer season for me. I hunted the buck I was after. I managed to get the buck I was after, and then I got a bonus buck on top of that. So the one that I was after, I was prepared for. I'd put a lot of work into. I got a lot of preseason footage and everything. Man, it's cold out here today, daggone. But I worked hard for that deer, and I got every bit of it on film. I want to share it with you guys, so I hope you enjoy. We're about 6 days out here in Oklahoma. I'm back here to one of my favorite spots, and I'm pulling my SD card. Wanted to check and see if these deer are still doing what they were doing before I went on vacation. There's not a lot of bucks back here, but there's two back here that are big. And one of them is my first target. That's who I'm going to start with. We kick off the season Friday night. And I'm going to be sitting right down in there. I've been hunting here for a couple years, changed my setup every year, but this year I decided to hunt down in this bowl. They feel a lot safer down there. I got pictures of them running through all hours of the day. Two big bucks. There's one back there that'll be 130 for sure, but I'm holding him on 30 acres of urban timber, so that's outstanding. I'll take him for sure. Never seen him before this year, so I'm not sure where he came from. But all these urban patches, they kind of intermingle with each other, so it ain't too hard for somebody to hop through a few backyards in the middle of the night, and then boom, they're in a whole new patch of property. But we're about 6 days away. I got the first 6 days off, and we are excited here in Oklahoma. All right, guys, I just got done putting my SD card back down in there. I'm hunting right back down over there in that area. It drops down into a swamp, and that's where I'm hunting at. I'm kind of in the middle of their bedding, their water, and their food. I'm kind of in the middle of all that, but I'm on a main travel corridor. They always run that swamp bottom. We run that swamp, cross a couple creeks in the back, and that is just superb bedding back there. We don't ever go back there. But I checked my SD card. I got 2 bucks showing up. Samson is my target buck. He's playing chess with me. He's not giving me a daylight pick in a couple weeks, but he is still on the property. And there's a big 9-pointer back here that's actually reading the script I sent him through the email. He's giving me shot opportunities almost every morning. Unfortunately, it's hard to hunt this in the mornings due to this field right here. You got to cross that field to get back to my spot. And this is where they're at in the mornings, is this field. So basically you have to walk right through the herd to get down in there. And he's hanging out with a bunch of little 2-year-old bachelor bucks, so that's a lot of eyes and noses to try to sneak around. I don't think I can do it like that. He's given me 1 or 2 shot opportunities in the evening, but mostly in the evenings he's coming in an hour after dark. But there is 1 or 2 days in the evening that he's given me 20-minute shooting window before it's illegal shooting time. So I'm gonna cross my fingers and hope he messes up. I'm gonna have to play chess and just sit him out, and may the best man win. We start our season on Friday. Tomorrow's Monday. Go to work for 4 days. I'm off for a whole week. I'm gonna hunt back here for a couple days, and then I'm dipping down to the mountains in southeast Oklahoma. We've got a date down there on Caleb and his dad's ranch. So go down there and do some doe patrol. They got a lot of does down there, and they want as many of them killed off as we can. So I signed up for 2 of them. So we're gonna make the best of it and see what happens. I'm gonna start back here Friday evening and see if I can't put one of those 2 big bucks on the ground before I leave Saturday afternoon. Wish us luck, season's almost here. Buddy, it's opening day here in Oklahoma. It's 3:30 in the afternoon. The wind's switching, the wind's doing all kinds of funky stuff, so we're just gonna have to slip in there. I sprayed down real good, and there's an evergreen tree I passed by up here. I'm gonna spin around in it. I gotta be careful crossing this field behind me. All that. I don't never know where these deer are gonna be at midday in this field. I don't have cameras up here, but I know early morning when I drive by, you see deer out at sunup. I gotta pass by the pond where they water at, and then slip down into the swamp, so I'm just taking my time. I'll go a couple 20, 30 yards and stop and look around, make sure the coast is clear before I advance anymore. Ooh, the jitters are high. There's 2 bucks back here that I have my target set on, Samson, and there's a big 9-pointer that showed up. Samson is tall. Good Lord, his tines are huge. I'm gonna keep slipping back in here, get set up in my stand. I'm gonna bring you guys along, stay with me. So I got snuck in here real good. Nothing kicked when I came into this swamp bottom, so that's good. when I got to my stand, my D-clip and my rope to pull my gear and my bow up was gone. The squirrels had probably chewed off the tree. So I had to climb up here with all that gear, so I got a little sweaty. I'm gonna go back down a little bit. It's not bad. It's 79 degrees. The wind's swirling and I'm down in a bowl. So, who knows what's gonna happen tonight. But I got Samson coming in by himself. And I got that big 9-pointer coming in with that patch to a group of 2-year-olds. So I guess now the game of chess begins. All right, well, he didn't come in that first night, so I snuck back out of there. As long as I didn't booger nothing, I felt like it was a successful hunt. I knew if I retraced those exact same steps walking back down into there that I did the first night, that we could just play that same game of chess. It was his turn to move. I'll sit him out and I'll wait. Sure enough, he comes in that second night. Check this out.
was my book.
Please, God, let that be a good shot. I was on him. He took it. That's that big 9-pointer that I've been after. Oh my goodness, that's the second biggest buck on this property. I think I just heard him crash. All right, I got out of there. I found my bolt, had awesome blood on it. I think I got a good shot. I've watched the footage. Pretty sure it was a good shot, but just to be safe, I got out of there. I called Caleb. He's on his way over. By the time Caleb gets here, it'll be about 30 minutes after the shot. So by the time we head over there and get to where my stand is, it'll be about 50 minutes since the last shot. So that should be enough time for him. Like I said, I got down, after I sat there for a bit, I got down, I checked the bolt, and looked gravy. So hoping for the best, man. That was a big 9-pointer. That would be a really big deer for me. Hoping for the best. All right, Caleb is about to pull in. We're going to drive over to this patch of property. It's about 5 minutes from here. It's not too far. And we're going to try to trail this deer. This patch of property is known for having problems finding your deer because we're not allowed to do anything as far as mowing or cutting trees or nothing like that. We can trim shooting lanes and that's it. And they just kind of let it overgrow. So weeds are waist high. If you don't have a good blood trail, you might have problems. But Caleb's about to pull in right now and we're gonna go see what happens. I put a rage in the cage, baby, so it should, hopefully he's back there. You always question your shot and you always get nervous. There's Caleb right here. What's up, man?
What does he look like in person?
I haven't found him yet.
No, like whenever he came in, it was
Bro, he's gnarly. In some of the pictures, he looks chocolate, but in person, he's just white as your truck.
Really?
Yeah, he's got mass, though.
Dude, that's awesome.
He's got mass. I don't think he's outside the ears too far. I got it on camera.
He's a good 4-year-old.
Yeah.
Get my mucks on. Let's go do it.
I'm fired up. I took my time. I controlled my breathing, and I didn't have to stop him at all, man. He just kind of stopped from me, front leg forward, and I was like, oh, good Lord. So he was asking for it in a way. All right, we're gonna get in the truck and we're gonna drive for about 5 minutes and pick up the trail here in a little bit. All right, guys, we found him. That was a heck of a recovery. We've been watching this buck all summer long. He's the second biggest buck on the property. Actually, this morning I got game camera pics of him fighting a new buck that just showed up. But I'm ecstatic. This is my biggest bow buck. He ran through a whole bunch of thick briars and down into a creek bottom. So it took me and Caleb a good hour just to get him out of there and get him back up to some level ground. I'm thrilled. Like I said, my biggest bow buck. He come in with that forky that I've been watching him come in with, and there was a little spike that showed up with him. But he come in on a trail that I wasn't expecting, so it kind of threw me for a loop. Everything else worked perfect. He was quartering away, went in right there, and went out right behind that front right leg. What'd he run, 150?
Yeah.
150 yards and piled up in a creek bottom, one of the worst places on the property. So I love it. I'm ecstatic. I couldn't be happier. We're going to get him out of here with the pocket drag. Would not be in here without this tool. And I'm going to let this place rest for a little bit. And there's one more buck on here I wouldn't mind getting.
And now I gotta chase one. I haven't even shot one yet this year.
I am thrilled. My biggest bow buck. On the pictures, we thought he would be about 130. I think he's going to be between 120 and 125. Be a little smaller than what we thought, but I'm thrilled. I love it.
He's a good buck.
Beautiful buck.
Heck yeah.
What do you figure, about 4.5?
Yeah. Let's get him gutted and let's do it again.
Fantastic. Well, that's the end of a successful season in my book. I went ahead and got that second buck that was on our hit list. He scored about 115, really wide 9-pointer. Tickled to death. Glad the season's over with. Time to move on to some waterfowl. Want to thank our sponsors, the Pocket Drag. Appreciate you guys tuning in and following our journey.
The alarm goes off at 5 a.m. and the trees start rustling my name again. I know it's time to go. From the great big hills to the sandy shores, I'll make my way down whatever road I'll go. I'll feel at home. There's plenty to see. This life beyond these trees. So come with me. Let's have a seat and watch Big Country TV.